Hey peeps, welcome back. We're talking love after lockup. All right, so this episode starts with Zariah and Troy. Listen, Troy's mom did an interview a few days back with another YouTube channel, which I can't think of what the name was, but she says that they are polygamist. And I find that hard to believe that Zariah would allow another woman to be in a throuple with them, considering her insecurities. The woman is out of control. She is definitely in need of some sort of mental health help. I did see that she went out on social media and issued a formal apology to Troy, saying that she realizes that her behavior left a lot to be desired. She says that, I'm going to say allegedly, she is bipolar. She was in the middle of a manic episode, that she had not been taking her medication. I don't know if it's true or not. If it is, I hope that she definitely takes her medication and continues to see her therapist. But in my opinion, I feel as if she's lying, and that is just her way of covering up her absolute horrific behavior. So at the beginning of the episode, you know how they always let us know how long the person has been out? This man has only been out of jail for 4 days. I mean, can you imagine coming home from jail and being with someone for 4 days and they are already screaming and yelling, grabbing you by your shirt, F you this, F that, get the hell out, I can't stand you, I hate you, what are you doing to me? Oh my God. I mean, that is a lot. That is an absolute lot. And I would have definitely grabbed my mom and her gummies and we would have been the hell out of there. So when the episode picks up, she's still in the middle of a complete conniption fit, screaming and hollering. She's in the man's face, talking about their relationship is over. He must not care about her because he ran out of the house and left his phone so she couldn't call him. However, how did Yana know you were gone? Oh my gosh, she knew everything and you didn't have your phone. And I mean, serious? You know that Karen was on the phone giving Yana a full blow by blow of what the hell was happening. That's how she knows. Clearly he didn't call her because you already said he left his phone there. She was being extremely unfair to him and incredibly disrespectful. She's blaming him for everything. It's his fault that their relationship is in trouble. It's his fault that she's acting irrational and being insecure. She doesn't want him on the phone with Yana. She doesn't want him to talk to her at all. And I'm thinking, if his daughter with Yana was 18, 20 years old, I can understand you saying you guys don't need to be on the phone as much. But this child is 7. And I think that he has every right to give a shout out to his child's mother, who held down the fort for the last 7 years. For the last 7 years, this lady has been raising this baby on her own. Now he is out of jail and all he wanted to do was to spend some time with his daughter. He hasn't been physically in her presence since she was 7 months old. The man has missed so many precious moments. So many of the moments where she learned how to walk, the first time she fed herself, the first time she learned how to ride a bike. Like, he missed all of those things. He wasn't home changing diapers and singing all the songs and helping her with her colors, all those things. You suck. You want this man to adopt your son and to be a full-time daddy to your child, but you don't want him to have those same rights with his daughter. You suck. You know what? I'm very happy that they are not going to be on the next season of Life After Lockup, because I don't know what would happen between them. I feel that she is so unstable that she is going to cause this man to go back to jail. I also feel as if those cameras were not there, she would have probably punched him or hit him and caused him to definitely go back to jail. She is too chaotic. The woman is absolutely too insecure. You cheated on him, but now you're angry and upset and thinking that he's going to get back on you by going with his child's mother. But the thing is, the way she behaves, I wouldn't even blame him. I think that the way she behaves should have been a pure sign. Get your things and go. I don't feel that he deserves this treatment. Not only that, at the end of all of this, he ends up apologizing to her. apologizing to her. And then she puts in a stipulation that whenever he talks to Yana on the phone, he has to do it in front of her. I'm thinking to myself, what the hell is it? Does he have to put all of his calls on speakerphone? You need help, young lady. The woman's behavior came off as pure psycho. Stage 1,000 clinger. Yana has got Zariah pressed. I mean, she is struggling. That's why I don't think that they are really polygamous, because how could she even survive another woman being in a relationship? How could Troy survive it? You know what? My problem with her is I thought that she was extremely disrespectful and hurtful to him. I think he deserves better. She, in my opinion, is extremely toxic. I think that she was manipulating and gaslighting the hell out of him. He has every right to see his child. And it is so crazy because the show made it seem as if it was the same day. They just got to, she just got dressed and they went to see his family in Buffalo. But it was actually the next day. And I just don't know if she's going to make it. I was quite shocked when they got to his mom's house. They were having a little cookout. I thought, you knew the Love After Lockup cameras were going to be here. The least you could have done was cut the damn grass. I'm just saying, I just wish that Zara and her raggedy ass ponytail would just go to fuck on. I really do. Troy, you deserve better than this. Move on. Shante and True. Lord, these two right here. Oh my gosh, she bothers me because she is just putting up with this bullshit. There is absolutely nothing good about this relationship. There's nothing stable about it. There's nothing honest about it. There's nothing loving about it. Why are you still fooling around with this idiot? Well, he finds out that he's not going back to jail. However, she gets all upset because now he's got to go on house arrest, but he didn't ask to be sent to her home for house arrest. I said, I don't understand this. Last episode, you didn't want him to go into the ultrasound because he needed to earn it. However, you invited him to come to your house for game night with your children and grandchildren. Now, this morning, you want him, house arrest at your house? This does not make sense to me. And so instead of asking if he could have his house arrest at her house, he decides to have it at some lady named Peppa's house. Then they go out to have a little lunch with some lady named Kales. Well, first of all, I said, Shante, meet Kales, your sister wife. Okay, there's something weird about Kales. He says that Kales is his brother's girlfriend or brother's wife, and his brother is in jail. I think it's a little something funny going on. I think that Kales and True were truly laughing in Shantae's face, and she thought that they were laughing with her, but they're laughing at her ass. I truly believe that. I have said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Shante, turn your pilot light all the way to hell up, because right now it is out. It is out. Your brain power has dwindled down to zero. She made some kind of comment that she don't really know how she should feel about Kales because birds of a feather. If you know that, why are you there? I don't care what anybody says. They are either dating or they are friends with benefits. Something is going on with him and Kales for sure. At some point, they leave the restaurant and they're going to go pull up on Peppa, is what they said. He's going to be staying at Peppa's house while he does his house arrest. So they decide to go pull up on Pepper. Shante should have been pulling up to her own driveway. There is no way in hell that I would have stayed there. True, please drop me off at my car so I can go on home, take this 5-hour trip. And I just don't understand why she doesn't see it. He has shown her who he really is at least 20 times, and she still does not see it. I have no idea why she's still fooling around with this man. Allegedly, she lost the twins. There's a new baby on the way. But she has been through so much hell with this dude and so many other women coming out of the woodworks. I have no idea why she's staying. What is holding you to this relationship? I truly hope that at some point she picks her self-esteem up out the garbage and decides that she is worth more than this. Please learn your worth. You are someone's mother, daughter, sister, grandmother. You can do better than True and all of this garbage that is happening. This is stressful as hell. Arthur and Hope.
Hey, y'all, guess what, boy? We got Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup with Arthur Henderson. If y'all see him, he be with that girl Hope.
You know what I'm saying? This first day out. First day out, gang. Ain't no more Hope. Ain't no more none of that, gang.
None of that.
Ain't no more of that. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm out and on the better things, my nigga, straight up.
Okay, well, y'all got to stay tuned to find out about all that.
Well, there you go, you guys. You can see Arthur is out of jail. The DA dropped the charges against Arthur, so he was able to get out of jail. He says that he is done with Hope, and I am very happy for it. Normally, when I am reviewing Love After Lockup, I am never rooting for the inmate. There was last season, I think I rooted for Mikey. This season, I definitely am rooting for Troy and for Arthur. They absolutely deserve better. Hope irritates every part of me. This woman last week was begging him to propose to her and marry her. This week she threw that boy under the bus left and right. First of all, I was sick of the fake voice that she was using with her sisters and the fake act like she's such a goody and oh my gosh, like she really trashed this man. And I was so over the edge when she told them about his mental health break. She said he had a little mental health break. That was not little. That was definitely a serious breakdown. And you should not be sharing that man's business. You really shouldn't. When he ends up meeting up with her sisters and her grandparents, first of all, I thought that her sisters were overly rude, overly aggressive with Arthur, and Hope did not step up not one time to come to that man's defense. Not one time. I said, this is the man you want to marry, but you can't defend him in the least. I was sitting there staring at the TV thinking, Arthur, get up and call your mom and see if you can just go back to live with her. You need to be away from Hope as soon as possible. This woman is a complete mess. Her sisters were asking him, what does he do for her? She's taking care of you. I mean, they were really grilling him terribly. Normally when somebody is, talking to the inmates the way they were talking to them, I normally agree. But in this situation, we have seen that Arthur is truly going through something. We know that he's been applying for jobs, so we know that he's trying. So I was so upset with this. One of her sisters says, what do you do for Hope besides running your mouth? And I was thinking to myself, you guys are going so hard on him. Nobody went hard on her as to why she's trolling the prisons for boyfriends. Hope was saying, well, my family is expecting me to marry, or be with a doctor or a lawyer. And I was saying to myself, have they met you? Have they met you, Hope? Because any doctor or lawyer who has any sense doesn't want to be bothered with your ass. Not at all. Are you kidding me? I think this was absolutely the first time I ever felt bad when an inmate was being questioned by family and friends. And I totally understand her family would be concerned. I would be concerned as well. But I just didn't like the way they came at him. They were so hard on him. It was terrible. And I was so mad at her for not sticking up for him and saying, he's only been out for 2 months. He has been trying to find a job. As I said before, out of turn. But I said before he had a bit of a mental, break, and he needs to be able to focus on his mental health and he is trying to start a fashion line, something. Give him some sort of help. And you know what? It was also weird that when she told them about his mental break, her sisters laughed. There's nothing funny about that. I did see that Arthur put out some sort of rap song and it says something about I'm a felon, Givenchy, a gangster of Stitch. And then he says something about he's going to be sewing my girl up something that fits. Absolutely, absolutely. If you don't do nothing else, please find her some proper fitting clothes. I am so sick of her. She was not good enough for Arthur. That's a damn shame. Anyway, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. How did you feel about the way Hope and her family treated Arthur? Normally, when families question an inmate, I am right there behind them, because we already seen that they full of shit. But with Arthur, I felt totally different. I hated that. Bianca and Daniel. Well, Bianca is still a dumbass. She really is. So the show picks up right where it left off. She's still at the bar with the family. Daniel's cousin Robert is getting the third degree from her. She wants to know why Daniel told him not to marry her. Daniel said because he's not ready, because he's never met you. And you know, the truth is, she's not ready either. It's not okay for you and him to get married. Neither one of you are ready. You are too damn naive and immature. And, you know, I'm thinking that Robert and Daniel's mom was correct. She's got some kind of problem with alcohol herself. I am not an alcohol counselor. I am not an authority on alcoholism. But I think that something is going on with her and her relationship with alcohol. I don't think that they should be married because she is too inexperienced and too childish. Not only that, he has not been out on the street without alcohol and drugs. He needs to be with somebody who is going to be there to try to support him through his walk in sobriety. And she is not it. Robert tells her, he said, I would hope that your friends or somebody in your life would tell you that you shouldn't be marrying him. It's not time for that. And her friends have told her that. She just smirks in his face and rolls her eyes and turns around all sarcastic like, girl, you are pissing me off. Robert says that before he met her, his cousin Daniel was going to move in with him. They were going to practice sober living. He was going to help him continue to stay sober and help him reacclimate himself back into society. But then he met her and the plan blew up, and now he's going to be living with her, and he's afraid that his cousin is going to end up back on drugs and back in jail. Daniel's mom is scared to death. She already lost one child to fentanyl, and she doesn't want to lose another. She says that she thinks that Bianca has a problem with alcohol and that Bianca is going to be drinking in front of her son, and it's going to cause him to drink as well, which is going to lead into more. And she doesn't want that. She cannot take losing another child. And I don't blame her as a mom at all. It would scare me terribly. It would keep me up at night. When Robert hangs out by the pool with Bianca, he tells her, he said, did you know that in jail, Daniel fell off the wagon and was taking fentanyl in jail? He says, how do you think he's going to be outside of jail? Aren't you worried? She says she's not worried. I don't understand her at all. She has absolutely no experience with recovery or addiction, and she just either doesn't know or she doesn't care. She thinks that her drinking around him will not affect him at all. She says about his relapse in prison, she said, I don't think that he woke up thinking that he wanted to do that. It just happened to be around. So he didn't wake up in the morning just wanting to do fentanyl, but it was around, so he did it. Don't you think that's what would happen outside? If he's staying at your apartment and you've got plenty of vodka around, you don't think he's going to want to pour himself a drink. Or 18. She was still upset and acting a fool over the fact that his family wanted to be there when he got out of jail. She seems to be really, really controlling, and she's trying to make sure that she gets all of his attention. I mean, seriously, she told us that she went looking for someone who went to jail for DUI. Clearly, something is wrong with her. This girl is naive, immature, extremely selfish. She doesn't care about anybody but herself, and in my opinion, her next drink. I'm sick of her. Moving on. Julian and Christine. Well, shit. This episode starts out and Julian is having another one of his online interviews. Christine is making flyers for her stand-up comedy. I think that her stand-up comedy is probably going to be pretty damn bad. She calls herself Chris 50. I thought that name was a little bit ridiculous. But anyway, she was pissed off with Julian because He tells her that instead of spending her time doing this stand-up comedy for one night, she could have picked up an extra shift at work. They need the money. I thought that was terrible. I really did. I said, damn it. She's the only one working. And if it's her off night and she wants to go try this stand-up comedy, she should be able to try it. I mean, I do realize that before she got out of jail, he had been fitting the bill. But if he claims that she's sober and she's going to work, she's picking up extra shifts, let her have this one thing. Just let her have this one thing. She's still up in the attic when your kids come. You know, at least give her this one thing. He tells her that it took him a while to get her sense of humor and he's just worried that other people won't get it. So in other words, he's just letting her know that your comedy is terrible and, you know, people probably won't like it. I thought that was rude. He tried to flatter her and say that he just wanted to protect her. He doesn't want her to get upset or anything. She might fall off the wagon. My personal opinion, I think she's already off the damn wagon, but whatever. If they want us to believe it, okay. But I don't. She asked him, was he going to come for her stand-up comedy nights to support her in the audience? And he said he'll think about it. Listen, Christine, my thought is this. I know you don't make a whole lot of money, but you work full time at the tavern now. Maybe you can get you a little roommate in an apartment somewhere that you can, be out and about in your apartment without, hiding from Julian's kids. He doesn't seem too supportive at all. I'm sick of Julian and I'm sick of Christine. I'm sick of them. Get down in the comments and let me know what you think about Julian and Christine. Were you on Julian's side this time or Christine's? I can't believe I was on Christine's side this time. Kim and Joey. Listen, Kim is bothering me. Kim is bothering me. She is crazy as hell. She done went out and spent money that she says she didn't have planning for this engagement party. There is no way that there would have been an engagement party. The way he showed the hell out when she got upset about them rims. Listen, okay? There would have been a flatbed truck that came to pick Joey's truck up. Take it back to the rim shop. Tell them people take these rims and these motherfucking tires. This truck will be sitting out in front of the house on cinder blocks. Okay? Who the hell are you talking to crazy? No ma'am. She says that she spent $2,000 planning this party. Girl, please. There ain't no way in hell that I would be spending all this money for an engagement. You are still married to somebody else. You haven't even been divorced from your second husband. No, ma'am. If you want to tell people that you are engaged, send them a message on the Facebook. Okay? Send a group text. Send a group email. Getting married for the third time, still making bad decisions. Kim. Shit. Get the hell out of here with this bullshit. Then she tells him that his ex, the one that he's still talking to and leading on, in my opinion, has sent her a Facebook request. She goes through and finds out that this dude has been texting this girl. He is clearly leading this girl on and trying to act as if he wasn't really trying to talk to her. Mikey gave her my number. Okay, so Mikey gave her your number, but you didn't block her. You are talking to her all day, every day, but you don't know what she wants. She won't leave you alone. She just wants you so bad. I don't care what anybody says. Joey is back on that stuff. When she picked him up from prison, he was pudgy. Okay, he was a little chunky butt. But now all of a sudden, look at his face. Okay, this boy is on that stuff, in my opinion. While she's getting upset and asking him questions, this dude rips the phone that she paid for out of her hands, goes outside talking about she's stupid, and pulls off in the car she paid for. Absolutely not. That phone would have been cut off before he got to the stop sign. That car would have been reported stolen. You are going back to jail. No, not me. Kim, listen, girl, you're an idiot. You are a single mom of 2 children. Now you have this third child who is going through every dime you have, still communicating with his ex, still using, in my opinion, allegedly, and driving around town in your fucking car, using your money to pay for his gas and everything else, all his vapes. Get the hell out of here. You are paying for a relationship. You are paying for a piece of dick. Absolutely not. And that dick is probably getting plenty of use around town. No ma'am, no ma'am. You said that you come from a small town. So I looked up the population of your town. It's like 15,000 or something. The town that I came from, the population is 300 and something. As far as I'm concerned, your little town is big enough for you to get out of this social group that you in. Move forward with your damn life. I cannot feel bad for Kim. This is the same lady who went and trolled and got him out of prison, sat down in your cousin's face, smiling in her face after you told her that you had been fooling around with him when he was her man. You already know that he is a cheater, a drug addict, and a user. He was arrested for identity theft. He stole your daddy's motorbike, allegedly, and you still want to be with him. Girl, bye. Bye. He's in the damn truck on his way to find his ex, talking about dumb bitch, I need to talk to her. Now she's a dumb bitch. Right. Talking about she stood by him when he went to jail the first couple times, but this last time she went to jail, she ghosted him. Boy, get the hell out of here. I wish you would ghost us and stay the hell off Love After Lockup. Moving on. Now, Leticia and Keith, listen, I'm sticking with it. She knew good and damn well Keith wasn't getting out of jail. She is going through all those legal issues of her own, and they needed the money. In my opinion, she told WeTV that he was getting out. This was a whole big lie just so she could get a check. I am so pissed off with her. She told her daughters that Keith is not getting out of jail. The younger daughter was crying her eyes out, screaming and crying about her daddy. That pissed me off so bad. Why do you guys keep getting your children involved with these felons, these inmates? First of all, calling them daddy, and then breaking her heart when he's not getting out of jail. He has no business being that close to your children. And not only that, you don't give a shit, or you don't see that your daughter Nariah is not happy. She is not amused. She is not okay with this bullshit. She does not want this man in the house. We find out that Nariah's dad is still around. I think that little girl is counting down the seconds until she is old enough to move the hell out. I'm telling you right now, if I was Nariah, I would call my dad up and tell him, I need to move in with you. Or, Grandma, can I live at your house? Is there any aunts or uncles, anybody, a friend, one of the friends from high school? Can your mama take me in? Somebody turn us over to CPS, something. This is a bunch of bullshit. Keith is in jail, and 9 times out of 10 with all these charges that Leticia is facing, and I'm going to say allegedly, all the charges that I have heard that she is facing, she might be in jail here soon. Girl, no, you are shitty when it comes to these kids. You don't give a fuck about these kids' feelings, their emotional well-being. And then she tells them that they gonna move, she's sorry, but she's gonna she's gonna do better this time and find her a landlord who is going to actually do the right thing and not lie. Please, in my opinion, your landlord, they have been paying that mortgage. In my opinion, you are just being evicted because you're not paying your motherfucking bills. I do not buy this story at all. I think that she is getting kicked out. And this story is a story that her and her faux sister-in-law have put together. I don't buy it. Love after lockup. Life after lockup, love during lockup, whatever. Please don't ever bring this woman back. This story sucks. I'm just saying, shit. Anyway, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.